the Rio Antirrio Bridge. It is in Greek, and there in Greek it is so that there is a peninsula, Peloponnese. And there's the Greek mainland, and then there's the peninsula, Peloponnese. And now there's just a little land strip here. And now the people living here in the town Rio have a very long way to drive to come to the other town on the other side, Antirrio. And so the bridge was built, the Rio Antirrio Bridge. The building started in '98 and was then completed in 2004. It cost 630 million euros. And there were some difficulties to build it. But first, what is it? It is 3 kilometers long, or 2,800 meters, and it is the third longest cable-stayed bridge, the cable-stayed deck bridge in the world. 3 kilometers long. It has a width of 30 meters with 4 traffic lines, 2 in each direction. And now, how was it built? There were problems. There can be tsunamis, there can be seismic activities, earthquakes. The Gulf of Corinth, which is the thing, so the Gulf of Corinth is on one side and the Gulf of Petras on the other side. And the thing in the middle of that sea strip is called the Rion Strait. Now, and that Gulf of Corinth, that Rion Strait, that is expanding by a centimeter per year and also centimeter per year. And there can be a lot of wind between the mountains in the Rion Strait, up to 100 kilometers. There can be tsunamis, earthquakes, seismic activities, and so on. So, and the seabed is 60 meters deep, 65 meters. And it is not such a good ground, so we started with the drilling in 200 hollow things into the ground to stabilize the ground. And now the piers of the pylons, they are 4, and they have up to 500 meters between them. They are not inside of the ground, they are basically on the ground. So if there's an earthquake, it can lateral move basically on top of it. So we have stabilized the ground, and then the piers built on top of the ground, and now it can move a little. And now it was inaugurated to the 2004 Summer Olympic Games in Athens, also the capital of Greece. And on the 7th of August was the inauguration, the 12th of August when the official uses was done by the top viewers. One of the first people was Otto Rehagel. He was the football coach of a football team of Greece who had won in that year the European Championships. Now, and there are a lot of things to check what is going on. There are cameras probably, but there are also things looking how much the cables are moving and how much load is on the cables. There was a lightning one time, and then there was a fire at the top of the M1 pylon, and when that cable smashed onto the traffic line, but it was repaired. And now that, for example, and there are also seismic monitors, water level monitors, how high the water is. There are 2 weather stations. There's looked how much the thermal expansion is on the ground, and so on. And it costs with a car 15 euros, and with a truck 30, 40, 50 euros, and a motorcycle 2 euros. That is according to the Wikipedia page to the Rio Antirrio Bridge. If you click this video away, then please tell me what the reason was so that I can improve. Otherwise, hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn architecture today with Rio Antirrio Bridge. And after we've done it, we're gonna do leg injury prevention training. And if you participate in the leg injury prevention training, then it's at your own risk. Now we're gonna read it with the whole text in the previous 10 parts or something. We're gonna go now over it, and we try to gather things together which we want to remember, try to memorize them, and then at the end, maybe in the next part, we're gonna do a presentation without the text. The Rio Antirrio Bridge. It is a large bridge, and it crosses the Rion Strait, and there's the Gulf of Corinth and the Gulf of Petras. So the Rion Strait is crossed, and it lies between the Gulf of Corinth and the Gulf of Petras. And it links the town Rio, which is on the Peloponnese Peninsula, to Antirrio, which is on mainland Greece. So I don't know exactly, but there's the Gulf of Corinth and the Gulf of Patras, and then the thing between is called the Strait of... Oh, it doesn't really make sense. So the Gulf must lie somewhere where the peninsula goes like that. Here's mainland Greek, and there's a little land strip, and then it goes to the peninsula Peloponnese. There's a little land strip, but the people who live here have to drive with a car over to here, go over that land strip back to Greek, to Antirrio. And now the bridge goes here over it. And here's the Gulf of Corinth, and here the one of Petras, I think. And The water strip in the middle is called Strait, not Rio Strait, Rion Strait. And there's Rio is on the Peloponnese Peninsula and Antirrio on the mainland Greek. It opened on the 12th August 2004, and there was when the Olympic flame for the Summer Olympic Games 2004 carried over it. It has 4 lanes, 2 for each side, and it has a length of 3 kilometers, width of 30 meters, and the water costs €11 or 50. No, with 11,000 people cross it every day. 11,000 cars cross it every day, and it costs €15 for a car. We had some of the pedestrians for free, I think. And so what else? The bridge is widely considered to be an engineering masterpiece owing to several solutions applied to span the difficult site. These difficulties include deep water, insecure materials for foundation, seismic activity, the probability of tsunamis, and the expansion of the Gulf of Corinth due to plate tectonics. So deep water, not so good material to build on. There's also seismic activity. Tsunamis can happen. The Gulf of Corinth is expanding, and there's plate tectonic happening. The plates are moving because the Gulf of Corinth is moving. That's why there's seismic movement. The suspension of the blue decorative lighting was announced by the company due to the ongoing electricity crisis in Europe, but also to be in line with the company's environmental strategy. The bridge's carbon footprint has been reduced by 85% from 2015 to 2022. Okay, there was a decorative blue lighting which was unplugged, and that was at least a big part, or that was contributing to a decrease of the electricity usage of 85% over 10 years. Preparation and dredging began in 1998. The pylons in 2000. Completed 2003 and 12 August was it opened. 2004. Work started in 1998, the pylons in 2000, 2004 when opened. Cost €650 million. The bridge was inaugurated on the 7th August 2004, a week before the opening of the 2004 Summer Olympics in Athens. Olympic torch-bearers were the first to officially cross it. One of them was Otto Rehkel, the German football coach who won the Euro 2004 championships for Greek. Okay, we're going to save it also. And the coach of the football team which won for Greek the European football championships crossed it as one of the first official persons. The water depth reaches 65 meters. Loose sediment. It expands by 1 centimeter per year. And there can be winds because of the wind tunnels of 100 miles per hour. Beneath each pier, the seabed was first reinforced and stabilized by driving 200 hollow steel pipes vertically into the ground. So steel pipes were drilled into the ground. The pier footings were not buried into the seabed, but rather rest on the bed of gravel, meticulously leveled to an even surface. So the seabed was leveled, made even, and now the pier footing is basically just resting on it instead of standing in it. and that makes it able for the piers to move lateral on the seafloor with the gravel bed absorbing the energy. There are jacks and dampers, I don't know what they are, which are absorbing the movement of the pylons. And protection from the effect of high winds on the decking is provided by the use of aerodynamic spoiler-like fairing, and on the cables by the use of spiral screw strakes. I don't know all these names. There was in 2005 a problem with the cable. 6 months after the opening of the bridge, one of the cable links of the bridge snapped from the top of the M1 pylon and came crashing down on the deck. Traffic was halted. The investigation found that the fire had broken out on the top of the M1 pylon after a lightning strike to one of the cables. The cable was immediately restored and the bridge reopened. So there was a lightning strike against one of the cables, which caused a fire in one of the pylons, which caused one of these cables to smash onto the deck. There are different types of monitors. 3D accelerometers on the deck, pylons, stake cables, and on the ground that characterize wind movements and seismic tremors. Displacement sensors on the expansion joints to measure the thermal expansion of the deck, so the deck can expand, that is measured if it gets warm. Water level sensors are measuring on the pylons. There are temperature detectors to look for freezing condition. There are linear variable differential transducers, so the measurement of the cable, how the cables are moving. Load cells on the restrainers for recalibration on the event of an earthquake. And 2 weather stations. Now, where did I... Here. Photography by both professional and amateur photographers as cinematographers is allowed and encouraged by the bridge management without the need for a permit, with the bridge's management often organizing special events, inviting professional and amateur photographers and cinematographers to photograph the bridge and the cars of pedestrians using it. Now, there's nowhere said that pedestrians are free on it, but there's also now price listed for the pedestrians. Cars €15, motorcycles 2, lorries 20, coaches 40, 280. Okay, we have all the informations. Now, are we able in the next part to save them all from memory? I think the most difficult ones are actually the names of the region. The other things are just facts, just 65 meters deep and so on, 3,000 meters long, 30 meters wide of a bridge, 4 lanes, €15 per car, 2 per motorcycle. But pedestrians can also cross. 12th August, 7th August. That's all difficult. The difficulty is, it is the Rion Strait. It's too loud. The Rion Strait is crossed. It is the Rion Strait, and there's the Gulf of Corinth and the Gulf of Petras. If it's the other way around, I have no map. The Gulf of Corinth and the Gulf of Petras. Rion Strait in the middle. There's the town Rion on Peloponnese, and it goes to Antirrio on Greek. It is Peloponnese. Gulf of Patras, Gulf of Corinth, Gulf of Patras, Rion Strait, Rio. It's Rio? Rio, Antirrio, and Peloponnese. Okay, we have all the information together. In the next part, we try to save them all from memory and make a little presentation of the Rio Antirrio Bridge. If you are here for architecture, you can go directly to the next part of architecture, where we try to do that. If you stay here and participate in the leg injury prevention training, then it's very harm risk. Good standing foot and swing one leg to the side and in front. And up leg. And now foot in front and back. Our foot at front and back. And one leg up, breathe in. Alternate to the sides of pine pilcrow exercise. And to the middle and down. Upper leg up. Alternate leg to the side. Back into the middle. Down. Leg up, hands up. Knee over to one side, hands over to one side. Switch. Down. Upper leg, upper knee up. Over. Over. Down. One leg up. Just up to the side. Upper knee. And now stand good on one leg. This exercise can go onto the knee. Turn slowly over to the leg. Back down. Turn it over. Up. Other leg. Turn over. Slowly. Controlled. Down. Over. Up. And now stand good and reach always with the heel to imaginary 90-minute intervals on an imaginary dial of a clock. And with the other leg, 12 o'clock and 1:30, 3 o'clock and 10:30, 9 and 7:30, 6 o'clock, 4:30, 3. One toe points to the outside, upper heel on the ground, lift the heel off the ground, place again onto the ground. Don't do it if you're pregnant. And now one leg in one straight line up. Try to bring it higher. And pull it up. Upper leg. Pull it up, point of the toes down, relax the leg. And leg up and down. Over. And now the horse, stand good, knee in, out. And now you feel like you can do the camel, the whole body moves. And if you want another one, the leg swings. And the other leg, first the leg just in and out. If you like the whole body moving, the camel. And now if you cannot like the whole leg swing. Legs wide apart, breathing alone. Breathing out. One more round. Breathing in across the legs. And breathing out. That was leg injury prevention training. Thank you very much and until next time.